Peace and blessings. I thought I would actually lend my response to this thread via audio versus typing it out, just to save me some time. But anyway, I wanted to just to kind of share some insight as far as how I deal with different processes where I am seeking a remedy and a resolution with a particular creditor. And the first thing that I noticed with the title of this particular thread is the language. And the language and what we speak and what we write and what we type is so imperative, because once we really understand that we're co-creators and we are very powerful beings that, can manifest and create our own reality, then we'll be cognizant of the words that we choose to speak, type, and write. So anyway, the title of this says, Help, I'm Being Foreclosed On. And that's speaking something into existence right there. Okay? Not to, understand this individual, they're seeking assistance or what have you. But we must be mindful of the words that we put out there in the universe, because those words turn into matter, which turn into reality, which turn into nightmares in some cases for us that are seeking remedy. So here's a little bit about what I do when I go about dealing with my processes and my own process, as well as processes of other clients that I assist. First thing that I do is when I receive an actual situation that comes about where I need to, create a process around this whole situation to get the particular outcome that I'm seeking, the first thing I do is I actually think about all the people, all the parties that are involved with this particular account, and I forgive those people. I forgive those individuals, and I do it wholeheartedly, without holding anything back, without, I just forgive them. I forgive everyone, including myself, especially myself. Okay, and I forgive everybody else that's involved. The next thing that I do is I sit and I visualize and I think about what the outcome of this situation, how do I want this outcome to look? What is it that I'm seeking from this? Okay, that's what I visualize. Is it, a canceled security deed, a deed in my hand? Is it, a client that I'm working with? Is it them just having a smile on their face when they know they no longer have any debt? They're able to take a vacation. They're able to kind of, get that lingering thing from over their head and enjoy their lives. What is the particular outcome that I'm seeking? And what I do is I try to remove the mind thinking on it, and I try to move the picture or the visualization into my heart chakra. If you know anything about the chakra system and the meridians in the body, then you'll know that our heart, if we were to measure it, the electromagnetic energy that's sent from our heart chakra, you'll know that, or it's been measured scientifically, saying that it's 3 times more powerful than just thinking with the brain. It's 3 times more powerful. And so that's why I move that visualization from my mind into my heart chakra, so I can get, emotionally attached to it, and I can send out the electromagnetic energy out into the universe to get the wheels into motion, the different events and people, and put them all in place to orchestrate this outcome that I'm seeking. And I know this may be like, way out there for some people, if you're not, really tapped into spirituality and so forth. But this is a process that's worked for me, and I want to share it because so many times I read different posts. I don't always comment, but I will read from time to time. I at least come into the forum at least once a week, and just read up and see what people are dealing with and so forth and so on. So I wanted to share this with you today. The third thing that I do is I put myself in a state of grace. I put myself in a state of gratitude. And that is, the best space that we can ever be in is a state of gratitude. And, this process can be used with anything that we're dealing with. Again, we're talking about universal principles, universal laws to just, to be able to operate in the world, in the universe, in commerce, and be and do and have those things that are rightfully ours, just by our very nature. So I put myself in a state of gratitude, in a space where I'm very, very, very grateful for everything, the situation that I'm about to embark upon, just everything. And I know sometimes it can be kind of cloudy for people to put themselves in that state of mind where they're coming from a state of grace and a state of gratefulness, because they feel like, they're playing the victim role. And a lot of times we play the victim role. Why is the banks, why are they doing this to us? Why are they doing all of these things, blah, blah, blah. That's the victim role. And a lot of research can lend you to have that, I guess, that frame of mind. However, we're not victims, we're victors. And if we can always think in that fashion, or as much as we can, think in that fashion as a victor, as a co-creator, as one that has the power to create whatever reality, whatever outcome, manifest whatever it is that we desire, when we can come from that perspective, we will see more successful remedies. More successful remedies will come your way, okay? Because you are a co-creator. So, these are all the things that I do before I even start writing out anything to any creditor and dealing with any type of process. I forgive everybody. I forgive everyone that's involved, all the parties. I visualize the outcome that I desire, or not even desire, because I don't like to be in a desire state, but the outcome that I'm going to create, really. So I visualize that, and then I'm grateful. I send out gratitude to my Creator, the universe, and all those people that will be involved in this manifestation that's going to take place. And then I start typing and writing out my contracts and whatever I have to do to get the remedy and the resolution. So I wanted to share that with you because I don't see a lot of people talking about the spiritual side of commerce. I mean, there's a few folks like Brandon. He's really big into it, and there's some other people, but not a lot of people. We dig a lot into the law and the UCC and admiralty jurisdiction and all of these different things, which play an intricate part in our overall process. But the onset part of the process is missed quite a bit. And so if we, even though we have all the right laws in place and everything that we need, if you're coming from a conflicting perspective, meaning that you feel like you're a victim and you hope this process works, and you're just coming from really a low level frequency and a low level thinking, and then you get down to the end and you don't have a successful remedy, this is why. So it's something that you may want to look into. Has nothing to do with religion, okay? So don't misconstrue the information. It has absolutely nothing to do with that. It's just universal principles and how the order of the universe operates, okay? So With that being said, I just wanted to touch on some of the things that I read in this particular thread, which is really, really good. One in particular stands out where a brother was talking about changing the dynamics of the trust, right? Which makes a lot of sense. When we go into closing on our home and so forth, we're the grantor of that trust. We're the grantor, trustor, settlor, whatever you wish to call it. We're the maker of that trust. So by us being the maker, of that trust. Well, let me back up before I say this. Also at closing, we gave power of attorney away to the pretender lender. We gave them power of attorney to foreclose, to do all those different things that we, contracted away with the signature. Well, by us being the grantor of that trust, we can do a lot of different things. We can fire the trustee, if they're not acting in the best interest of the trust, or if it's, fraud that's been perpetuated on the trust, on you as the maker of the trust. We can also, once we get into really understanding the promissory note and who brought the asset or the skin in the game, so to speak, to even complete this transaction, which was us by way of our signature, then we can also replace the beneficiary of the trust. Okay? And so with those two things, what that does is take away the standing that they would then have. Also with revoking the power of attorney, that's an intricate piece as well. That takes away the legal standing for them to bring actions against you, i.e. foreclosure. Okay? So that was a very good point that brother brought out. And so changing the dynamics of the trust would be one of the first things that I would do. The next thing also is with any type of action being brought against you, it's a claim that someone is purporting that they have. They're saying, I have a claim against you. So apparently there's some contract out there that you agreed to, and now they have a claim against you. Well, in the way that we operate in commerce, that claim has to be proven. So if the contract was shredded, if it was lost, if it was broken up into different tracts and sold on Wall Street, and there's no verifiable proof of this particular claim, then you don't have a bona fide claim against me. You have an alleged claim against me. So one of the next things that we can do is we can have these pretender lenders, creditors, or whomever it is that we're dealing with that says they have a claim against us, have them to verify and validate that particular claim. Some of the points that you may want to have in your debt validation letter is talking about, when we're dealing with the mortgage, is talking about the promissory note. Who's the person who was the real lender in this situation? And please explain to me how you were the lender. Please, excuse me. Please let me know the account where these funds were taken from. Since you loaned me money, what is the account where these funds were taken from? They should be able to prove that. It's simple, just accounting. You just go in and you pull up your past records for the year, and you say, hey, the accounts came from this particular fund. They're not going to be able to do that, of course, because we know that you are the one that brought the asset to them and actually loaned them the face value of your promissory note. That's one point. Next point is, who's the true holder in due course? Where's the note? Who's the real investor in this in this situation? Because we see a lot of times those companies that are bringing actions against you, they're not even the holders in due course at all. Okay, so those are just a couple of points and so forth. So get you a good debt validation letter together. And that's, the first part of the process is getting them to prove up the claim. And then if you're going to go into the lawful discharge of debt using an instrument or what have you, pulling from the Uniform Commercial Code, Article 3, Part 5 and 6 is where you're going to find your different processes to get them under contract and dishonor and different things like that, and even a counterclaim if need be, because 10 out of 10 loans and closing documents that I look at, I see elements of fraud everywhere, and I'm sure the same holds true for you as well. So that's sort of my 2 cents I like to add in there. And one of the other things I like to add in as well is that I'm on the board of trustee for TrueWealthSociety.com. They have a great educational, foundational educational membership that's available to the people to help them to understand how to go about lawfully discharging debt and why it's valid, and points in law to sustain and to uphold the rights of us being able to lawfully discharge debt and stuff like that. So if you're not up on that education, that's something I would recommend. It's $29 one time. It's a great education. We have membership calls, different things like that privately for the members and all that kind of stuff. So, I didn't do the audio to sell that, but I do want to mention that. And it's at TrueWealthSociety.com. What else did I want to say on this recording? For those of you that are not educated enough to handle your own processes and things like that, and you're in a crunch, I know one brother there offered a phone consultation or whatever, which I think is great. We need to help one another. I'm also available. If you're in a crunch situation, please don't email me goofy questions and things like that. But if you're in a situation where you're really seeking some remedy, we've got some different processes that we do from low end to high end. You can send me a personal email on here, and I'll do my best to get back with you. So hopefully that helped out a bit. I remember one. Last thing I want to share is I do a weekly call on TalkShoe. In the last 3 episodes, we have dug deep into dealing with the mortgage and dealing with the different steps to discharge the mortgage. So if you go and you listen to the last 3 episodes, you'll really, really get a lot of education. How you get to the channel is if you put in the web address TrueWealthSociety.com/talkshow, and that'll take you to our channel and everything like that. And we go every Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. So this coming Wednesday, we'll have another part where we're talking about discussing the mortgage and different things like that and different remedies for people. So jump on the call if you'd like, and you can ask questions there as well. So hopefully this helped you, shed some light for you. So talk to you all real soon. Have a great day. Peace and blessings.